I think Brevyn Spann-Ford is going to take Schoonmaker's place probably this year. Ferguson, we want more out of Ferguson. Ever since his injuries, he's already a slow tight end. Got hurt. He's been even slower. Now, he did have the third most touchdowns from the tight end group in the NFL last season, so it's not like he's a bum or anything. He used to have a little more juice than he has now. Maybe he picks it back up this season, but I'm dying to see Brevyn Spann-Ford there at tight end too. And the question is, and I saw this on, I think it was Locked On. They posed a really good question: is Brevyn Spann-Ford a better blocker than Jake Ferguson is pass catcher? And that's how they might determine and see that tight end one spot as the season goes on.
Perhaps. I don't think tight end one's in any kind of concern whatsoever. I think we were having the conversation before, and a lot of people think Spann-Ford just really outsnapped Schoonmaker a ton last year. And I was like, well, not really. It's not even like Schoon doubled him, but Spann-Ford was used so much in the red zone for the blocking capabilities and a bigger target and what he could do. I think people just remember him more being there at that point in time, because I think it was like 32% Schoon versus the 16% for Brevyn Spann-Ford. But again, year three, let's get after it and go do what you need to do. Contract year, right? And I think the things that we do see from him from a physicality standpoint, we want to see more from him. Obviously, dealing with look, the up and down. And once some of the things with Schoonmaker, because he was taken in the second round. Let's just be clear. He was taken in the second round, and he is who he is as a player. And there's some of the negative backlash on that last year of his deal as well, too. And I think we see Spann-Ford in those roles and what he's doing, coming across the line and just absolutely destroying the edge. So, yeah, but again, the tight end room, where does it look? How does it lay? And look, you got Trigg in there as well, and people are going to be excited to see that. Look, I think in a lot of ways, Cowboys, it's just like we're ready for Schoon to move on. And battle it out and see where it is. But the Spann-Ford, look, I don't think anybody's touching Ferg as far as anybody within the room whatsoever when it comes to that.
Yeah, I wonder as the season goes on. I just wonder, especially. Okay, here's a question for you, because I was thinking about this morning. Because I said Cowboys probably. I put out a video yesterday or something. Cowboys probably want a dynamic running back room where it's power and speed, right? A power guy and a speed guy. What if though? What if they got all these guys on the outside, the receivers, receiver 1, 2, 3, right? All really good playmakers, especially 1 and 2. Okay. What if they said, we're just going to, with our 3 interior linemen as strong and as powerful as they are, bulldozers, we're just going to go power. And that means Javonte Williams and Phil Maffa, and forget the home run threat at running back, all that stuff, right? What if they just went power, 3 interior linemen, right? Super strong. And then at that point, do they consider Brevyn Spann-Ford more as their run blocker at that point over Jake Ferguson? Maybe he doesn't get as many snaps as Jake Ferguson, but he sees a much larger snap count than maybe we expect if they were to go with a straight up just power run game versus the power and speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that would, but I think the cut you would see, right, would be more into Schoonmaker. And, because 31, 32-ish versus the 16, I think is where it was at. I had to go back and look. It was somewhere low 30s and right there in the mid-teens is what the breakdown was. And then you see that flip a little bit more, because now he's going to get those red zone looks that he was getting, talking about Spann-Ford blocking or what have you. But now they're going to do a little bit more running of that ilk, because you're speaking of in between the 20s. And does that get Spann-Ford up more? And how much do they want to get to the 12 personnel versus 11? Now, if you saw something about 11 personnel with that run look,
that's my question.
Now could that bring Ferguson down a little bit? It'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting concept. And how much will you see that? Then you get to, are you tipping the hand? Oh, they're around the 50. Spann-Ford's in, Ferguson's out. Here comes and then how you disguise it. Those things come into play.
Spann-Ford's got to offer a receiving element too. He can't just be like, oh, he's in the game, he's a run block or whatever, it's run play. He's definitely got to add a receiving element. I just wonder, I don't think that's what it's going to be, but I was wondering, because it's not crazy to think that they could go Maffa Williams and you just got 2 guys that are anvil the defense all game long up the middle, right? And then as the game goes on, they wear down, and maybe that's the plan. I mean, who knows? I think I still prefer the power speed combo, the Blue and Javonte, but just a thought I had, this morning.
But the point you made in your video yesterday, or something like that, except like Dad said, Maffa is I think Maffa is your backup to Williams. If Williams needs rest or Williams gets hurt, you bring in Maffa to play his role. But Jaden Blue stays at his role as a speed guy. So you could use him in the passing game. You can use him to like not saying that Blue is going to be Jameer Gibbs, but he kind of in that role type thing where he can run out of the backfield quickly or run into a pass game and throw it to him.
Yeah, and I think that's the conventional logic, right? That makes the most sense. I think that's probably what we all foresee happening is Blue Williams, your 1-2 combo in the other order. But I wonder. I just wonder. I guess that's all. And I guess we'll see in preseason. If Maffa shows out and Blue doesn't, regardless of whose speed, whose power, if Maffa's over here getting 60 yards a game and Blue's getting 10 similar touches and Maffa's running guys over, I mean, do you really just well, I got to have a speed element, so I can't have him on the field? Or do they decide that Maffa's the guy at that point?